What's up, folks? What's happening? Darnell, what's going on, baby? Mr. Bean. Marcus, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? Bean doesn't pay attention to his numbers, Marcus. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, folks? How's everybody doing this evening? We'll give them another 30 seconds or so, man, to get into the room, and we're going to get this show started. Marcus, sounds like I'll be seeing you in Leander as well tomorrow. Should be a fun cook, man. That's always one that's well attended. TPC, what's happening, baby? Good to have all you guys in here, man. Really looking forward to another great hour of some awesome conversation. Tonight's topic is should be a lively one. Hopefully, if you guys are as adventurous in terms of cooking as I am, man, you should have a couple of 2 or 3 things on your to cook list, like I do. So tonight we'll be talking about some foods that you have never cooked before, but have always wanted to, and you haven't cooked them for one reason or the other. Maybe they're difficult to get, maybe they're a little challenging. Whatever the case might be, you really want to cook them, or you do want to cook them and plan on cooking them at some point. I've got 5 things on my list that I really want to cook at some time or another. Simply because I love cooking new and different things. When you cook often, you get tired of the same old, same old, same old, same old. So every once in a while, man, you got to throw a curveball in there and throw something different on the pot, in the oven, on the stove, on the grill, on the smoker, whatever the case might be. Mr. Carr, how are you doing today? Great to have you, man. Great to have you. TPC, when push comes to shove, I'm not going to even lie. I will cook the hell out of a human, when push comes to shove. But until that moment arrives, let's stick to something we can all enjoy. All right. So once again, welcome back to another episode with Mom and Papa Joe, folks. We are so happy you're able to join us this evening. Once again, the topic for tonight is going to be meats that you've never cooked but have always wanted to cook. And we're going to jump right into it. All right. Before we get started, Mama wants to get a good cheers. All right. Here's to a great coming weekend, and let's have a wonderful hour or so. As usual, I'm sipping on that fine cognac and chasing it with a little bit of beer, my favorite. So many of you saw the thumbnail I used for this episode, and I received multiple messages and texts asking me what was that picture. And most of you know that it was a cow's town. So it was a beef. It was a piece of beef, the tongue from a cow, more specifically known as lengua. It can be used for a variety of different meals. More specifically, the one that I've had and enjoyed are tacos. Tacos de lengua, lengua tacos. So Cowtown, tongue. Man, I might not even have to pour another drink after this because I'm getting all tongue tied. So yeah, that is my first one. I've eaten many of tacos made from the tongue, but I've never cooked it myself because it's kind of an intimidating piece of meat as I look at it. I've watched a few videos recently of how to go about cooking it. So I understand that once it's cooked or once it's boiled or whatever case you might do to get it started, there's a layer that you have to peel off, and that's the layer, with all the bumps and all the other grabby little things for when these cows are doing their chewing and picking up grass off of the ground. I think they're called papillae or something like that. So it's a challenging piece of meat, and when not cooked properly, it can be pretty tough. Anybody out there cooked that in the past and have really got a great understanding of how to cook it? Hey, Frenchie, how are you doing? So anybody out there, I would really like to hear from somebody that has an idea how to cook it. I've never cooked it. Marcus, you say slow, slow, slow. Is that going to be on the grill, or is that going to be on the stove or in the oven? How would you cook it? How do you cook it? So I guess tongue might not be one that everybody is familiar with. Yeah, tongue might not be one that everybody is familiar with. So Marcus, you haven't cooked it. Your mother-in-law does the cooking. She won't tell you her secrets. So I thought you came here to share some good info, and you're telling me that your mother-in-law has got all the info we want. TPC says nope, and he has no plans to cook it. Uh, Got to boil it and peel it first. Yeah, it's no different than many other meats out there, man. That you've got to get rid of a layer. So I will not let it scare me. I will definitely be cooking that at some point in the very near future. See if I can make some goodness because I enjoy those tacos. They are very tasty. Mr. Bean says he uses a crock pot. Marcus uses a crock pot. Hey, I am not. I'm not going to be knocking any cooking method. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing any knocking of cooking methods. We're talking about meats that you want to cook. How you cook them all depends on you. If a crock pot works, I will definitely toss one in a crock pot and make it happen. Texas Owl. Wow, that's a new. I don't remember seeing that one. Have we seen that one, Mama? Texas Owl, welcome aboard, man. Good to have you. Not sure if that's a sir or a ma'am, but nevertheless, good to have you here. M. Brooks, Gulfport, Mississippi. Love your page. Thank you so much, Brooks. We appreciate you stopping in to hang out with us for a little bit. Panchuco says, my mom used to cook it in the oven, almost like a pot roast. All right, and he's made a couple in the crock pot. I can, man, a oven would be a great way to start cooking such a piece of meat because in an oven it's quite forgiving. You can do frequent checks. So I can see that happening, Panchuco.
That's how I had it.
Texas, oh, Al, where are you joining us from tonight? Yeah, Rick will probably stop in later, Mr. Carr. Rick will probably stop in later. I'm sure he's got some experience with it. I am sure he's got some experience with it. And when he does come on, we're gonna come back to it. All right. So my first meat was lengua, cow tongue. Next, my second one that I want to cook, and I can see myself cooking this one before doing lengua, is sauce. There's so many names for it. Uh, Hogshead cheese, brawn, head cheese, whatever you want to call it. This is where you take just about every and any part of the pig, cook it down, let it cool, mince it, break it apart however you want to, and then put it in that good rich stock that you cooked it in, and put it back in the fridge, create a jelly, and you end up with that pressed piece of meat in a jelly-like state. Uh, so don't let the term cheese fool you into thinking it's some sort of traditional cheese. It's not. It's more like a meatloaf, except it's in a jelly state. Tends to have uh, a bit of a vinegar flavor to it. But if you're making it home, you can make it any flavor that you would like. I've had some good ones in the past, and like we're on the topic, I've never cooked it, so I've been very interested in cooking, man, and making one of my own. So I can see that in the next month or so. Yes, Cypress, we're talking about head cheese, and welcome back. Think we've missed you the last few, Cypress. Good to have you. Marcus's mother-in-law says that yes, she does put in the crock pot, and shred like barbacoa. I can see that happening, and I would make that happen. I've got a crock pot. Yeah, I have got a crock pot. French's says it's served in a lot of French restaurants, and he love it. Served as an appetizer. French's, a lot of people don't realize, unlike in the United States, brawn, sauce, head cheese is not looked down as something, that poor people eat or poor people make. For a lot of Europeans, it is a delicacy. It is something that is served like an appetizer, and very often is the main course. So it is something that they really take pride in making. And man, I've watched some awesome videos in the last 3 weeks or so of the creation, and I've watched some of these cooks really, really, man, they take the extra time and they create a beautiful, absolutely delicious looking uh, uh, cheese out of everything from the pig's head to the pig's tail and everything in between. So what you want to put on in it totally depends on you. And I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to do a video, but I will definitely be cooking that within the next month or so. I found an Asian market. I've known about this Asian market for a while. I've been there a couple of months ago, but only recently have I gone back and really did a walk around the butcher department. And man, they have got some of the most difficult to find cuts of meats. Uh, I found everything there just recently, to include all of the ingredients. You know, they had the pig ears, they had the pig's feet, they had the ham hocks, they had the hog's head, they had everything, the snout, they had everything to make a head cheese. So I can see that happening in the very near future. This Asian market is going to be one of my prime shopping areas. If I can ever talk in into getting some quality briskets, they didn't carry briskets. Yes, sir. TPC South. All that collagen in there really, really does some good stuff. Marcus has been wanting to cook Argentine octopus. It's too intimidating. He had Chef Arturo's cooked on an open fire, and he doesn't think he could come close. Chef Arturo. I'm not sure who that chef is, Marcus, but that sounds delicious. Now, why specifically Argentine? What's the difference between an octopus from Argentine uh, versus an octopus from American waters, United States waters? Probably easier to get to. I don't know that there'd be much different, but again, I've never had one from Argentina. I have cooked octopus. I've just never done so from a live state. I've never brought one home and had to fight it to get it to get it cut up. But I have watched chefs trying to get one cut up, and that octopus is not going out like a chump. He is putting up a fight, grabbing on the arms and wrists and everything else. So yeah, I bringing one in from scratch, raw, fighting alive would be very interesting. TPC said he had raw horse in France. While I am not crazy about cooking horse, only because they're cute little work animals. We have eaten horse while we were in Europe, and when cooked properly, it's a delicious red meat. And we had some in Germany, and it was cooked really well, and it was delicious. And that was one time. Like I said up front, we are adventurous eaters, man. If you cook it right, chances are we're going to enjoy it. We're not afraid. Yeah, we're not afraid. But our horse can be found in some specialty shops here in the United States, but it's just something that's not very common. And as Americans, man, we're a little squeamish when we start talking about certain animals uh, becoming a part of the food chain. Kevin, how about a raw ham? That's something I could see myself cooking. I've never done one, but that would be something that I would get into. I'm very, very into uh, time cooking, where you have to do this for X number of days. Then step number two, X number of days, and step number three, and so on. So I really enjoy those types of cook that are have some extended time periods in between the process. So I can see myself cooking a raw ham, Kevin. Have you ever done one? Daddy D, welcome aboard, man. Just seeing you in there. Just seeing you in there. Panchuco, absolutely correct, man. In Europe, you will really get to try some different things. I remember one occasion, Mom and myself and our daughter Taylor, we were traveling in France, and we walked into a restaurant, and of course, knew absolutely nothing on the menu, or didn't. It was in French. We don't speak, we don't read French, and we pretty much just ended up pointing to a couple of different dishes. And that has been our one and only experience with what they ended up bringing out to the plate. We looked at like, what is this? And we finally got a decent bit of translation, and we found out it was shark fin soup. And after they told us that we could make out the actual shark fin, uh, and the skin is off of it, and you see all of the little cartilage that make up the fins. And folks, I'm here to tell you, it was absolutely delicious. It was absolutely delicious, shark fin soup. So I can see why sharks are having a shortage of fins, and they've had to watch the number of sharks that are being killed for their fins across much of the world, especially in Asian waters, because it is a delicacy. It is delicious. So again, we have no problems walking into someplace without knowing anything about the menu and pointing to something, and hey, we will take what you bring us. We're adventurous that way. JB's in the house tonight. Wow, that's awesome, JB. Good to have you, man. Good showing at the American Royale last weekend. Congrats. So Kevin hasn't done a ham. Well, let me know when you do one, Kevin. I will come through. Cypress, I absolutely agree. You just can't kill a shark for the fins, man. That's a lot of meat going to waste. Yeah, a lot of meat's going to waste. Rick, welcome back, man. Good to have you. We were really looking for your expertise and experience. One of the first meats we talked about tonight was lengua, tongue, and I believe it was TPC that suggested chances are you've got some experience cooking that particular piece of meat. Any tips and advice that you might be able to give us? Jack cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline. Man, my brother from another mother. How are you doing tonight? Good to have you. Stephen, there was something Mom and I were talking about earlier today that I said if you popped in tonight, I was going to ask you. We were talking about the Jamaican. Oh, okay. All right. I just remembered. She just reminded me. Stephen and Jacqueline, is there such a thing called bus up shirt? Bus up shirt. It's a type of a bread in Trinidad. Once again, Stephen, is there such a thing called bus up shirt? It's a type of a flatbread, like almost a tortilla-like bread. Oh, Rick says he can't hear. Rick is having drinks with the CFO, and she doesn't know that he's watching this. Martin, what's up, hermano? How you doing, man? Good to have you. Kevin, I got no pointers, man. I've never cooked it. I was hoping you would be laying down some good info on us. Maybe we'll get together one weekend and get things started. CJ Bean, I've had shark steaks many years ago. One of my boys, while I was in drill sergeant school, took me to his mother's house. We were both in drill sergeant school. Took me to his mom's house over a 4-day weekend. We got to hang out in Charleston, North Carolina. And his mom woke us up that morning after a heavy night of drinking with some awesome shark steaks for breakfast. And that has been probably my best experience with shark steak so far. Very tasty. Cypress wants to know, what is a sweet bread? Cypress, great question. It's often very confusing. but a sweetbread is actually meat. It is a protein. More specifically, I believe it's from beef. Somebody with some experience. I've never cooked it. That is also something I would like to cook at some point. Uh, the what gland is it? I believe it's a gland. Is it the thalamus gland? Who's got experience with sweetbreads? Let's see. Somebody does. Cypress. We'll get that answer for you shortly.
Thymus gland.
Thymus gland. Yeah, there you go. It's the thymus gland. And again, some people boil it before they go into the finished cooking. Other people want to smoke it. Other people grill it. So again, it's one of those meats that can be cooked multiple ways. I've had them in tacos. I want to say Roddy Trevino and Fred Robles fed those to me at a cook-off in tacos at some point in the past. So the thymus gland. Martin has never actually cooked it, but he says his grandma used to make smoked squid. The only way I remember having, well, no, I've had squid in Asian cuisine, but the main way most of us tend to eat squid is probably calamari. That's a delicious way, and we get used to that. Sometimes that's the only way we want to eat it. But I've had it in stewed dishes in Asian restaurants. I have never cooked it myself. I know it's pretty simple to prepare, having watched many videos of somebody cooking squid. JB wants to know, do I have a good pilau? He doesn't know how to spell it. Well, I know for a fact I don't have a good pilau, JB. Hell, I don't even know what a pilau is. So I am certain I don't have a good one. All right, so let's get some help here.
It says rice cooked in well-seasoned broth with onion and celery, and usually poultry or game or shellfish. Pilaf, I think he's trying to say. Is he saying pilaf?
Like a rice pilaf? P-I-L. How do you spell?
P-I-L-A-F.
P-I-L-A-F, like a rice pilaf?
Or a P-I-L-A-U.
Or pilau, P-I-L-A-U. So it's a rice cooked in a broth, in some sort of meat broth, chicken or pork or whatever the case might be, or shellfish. I've never cooked one, but it doesn't sound like it's something that would be too difficult to cook. Yeah.
Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline, they said, yeah, they have a video, a chicken pilau.
Okay. All right, JB, my man, Stephen. All right, he's got a pilau recipe, and he's done a video of chicken pilau, whatever it is. I'm gonna have to bone up. I'm gonna have to bone up and get my pilau going. Kevin says maybe not exactly what I'm asking about, but he's always wanted to cook a pig in the ground. Had it a few times, and it looks like a 2-day party. You know, I've probably cooked 6, 7, 8 pigs, with the largest being 60 pounds, all above ground. And I am certain that one cooked properly and seasoned properly in ground is great and delicious. But the only times I've seen them cooked are in those Hawaiian luau's. And I don't know about the rest of you guys. I'm always so underwhelmed when they pull that when they pull that pig out from the ground. While it's fall apart tender, you know, there's no There's no oomph. There's no crust. There's no seasoning. It just looked like blah, like cooked meat. And then from several individuals who've had that experience at luau's in Hawaii, have eaten that piece of protein, that pork, they said it's nothing special. It's rather plain. So those Hawaiian luau's, for the most part, tend to be just great theater, something awesome to watch and experience. But in terms of taste, several people have told me that it's not quite as tasty as they make it out to be. But if you and I, Kevin, were to do a hog in the ground, I guarantee you we would jazz it up and make it extremely tasty. So yes, that is something I can see in my future. I'm just not going to dig a hole in my backyard because my lawn is beautiful. Yeah. So we'll come to your house and tear up your lawn, Kevin. How do you feel about that? Let's see. Let's see.
Stephen and Jacqueline said, yeah, they do have a bus up.
All right. All right. CJ Bean, that's awesome, man. So you and I had shark in the same place in Charleston, South Carolina. That's my one and only time. Actually, that's the best time. That's the best shark I've had. I had shark a second time in Florida, and it wasn't much to it. Kevin Knight, smoked squid. Smoked squid sounds delicious. I've had smoked oysters, so I'm sure squid won't be far behind it. TPC, stuffed squid is awesome. Had it in Okinawa. All right, I've never had it stuffed. What was it stuffed with? I can imagine stuffing some squid with shrimp or crab meat or something along those lines. There you go, Martin. Mollejas. That was what I could not remember. Uh, Cyprus. Those sweetbreads are referred to as mollejas in Spanish. All right, Stephen. We saw bus up shirt being made, and we really thought it was a clever name for that little flatbread, and the way it was used to just sop up gravies and stews and juices. All right, so I want to say it was a cook in Trinidad, and that is why you came up and we mentioned it. Kempker, that's something I always wanted to cook and have never done. Paella. Yeah, I have always wanted to do paella and have never done it. A seafood paella looks so good when it's being cooked with that saffron and that yellow rice and just about every seafood uh, imagine in that pot. Yes, I would love to do that. Paella. Not meat. I want that seafood paella. I think the Cubanos make the best, from what I understand. The hustling mummy. The hustling. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on tonight. The hustling honey. Well, welcome aboard. Hey, and let me see if this might be the lady I wanted to give a shout out to. Today we received a an awesome gift in the mail. I've got a buddy that lives about 5 minutes walking distance down the street, and he really loves our barbecue. He loves everything we do. Uh, and his girl is he's got a lady in Las Vegas who watches. She lurks in these live streams. She watches all our videos and she lurks in these live streams, never says anything, never brings attention to herself. Well, I'm sending her some seasonings, and she wanted to reward us with one of her treasured pound cakes, and we got that pound cake in the mail today. Absolutely delicious, absolutely delicious. I ate dinner, it was full, but when we opened that package, I had to have a piece with some milk. Absolutely delicious. This lady's name in Vegas was Jackie. Hustling Honey, I don't know if we ever seen you on here tonight. Hustling Honey, tell me you're Jackie. If you're not, welcome aboard anyway. Great to have you, man. So glad you decided to be a part of us tonight and you chimed in. Stephen, roti. All right, I've heard the term roti used. Yes, it definitely is. Ram, my man, what's happening? Oh, we've got some new folks hanging out tonight. Ram Benitez, my man, haven't seen you in a little bit, man. Are you coming to Leander this weekend? TPC had palau, a rice dish with meat. He had it with sausage. West Indies food. Cook, I am ready to try it and enjoy it. I find myself very much like Anthony Bourdain, man. I will sit down with you and eat whatever you cook, regardless of who you are, where you're cooking. Let's make it happen. I am so culturally diverse when it comes to many things, food included. Oh, TPC, that lechon with the crunchy skin. Hey, and you remember I just spoke about that Asian market that I explored fully for the first time last week. In the butcher area, they have got the pigs that you see on these YouTube videos, where the pig is hung uh, head up, or is it uh, tail up? I don't remember, but the entire pig is just crunchy. And you go there and you order by the pound, and they will just slice through that crunchy skin. I mean, the bones have been removed. I did not order because it was later in the day when I went, and I wasn't sure how long that pig. But that is very much like that lechon that TPC is speaking of. And if you don't know, lechon is that baby pig. Yes, the Puerto Ricans really do it well. I've watched many of those videos, TPC.
CJ, Hustlin' Honey, that's Lanisha Mayberry.
Oh, okay.
And Pete Star.
Hustling Honey is one of my buddy's daughters, man. Lanisha, how are you doing, lady? I have not seen you in years. Welcome aboard. So happy you're able to join us tonight, man. Thank you very much. Tell the old man and the old lady I said hi. There's Thomas 23. When I was a kid, my mom trusted me with peeling and chopping up the tongue after I pulled it from the stove. Boy, was I in trouble when she got home. I ate a lot of it. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. I'm gonna cook one and at some point do one on video. I think I'll have to practice first before I try to do one on video. Don't want to screw it up. He says he cook it really simple: garlic, salt, onion, cover the tongue with water, and cook until tender. Awesome. My man Dwayne, how you doing, buddy? You want to do a whole ribeye? Nervous? You know, I can understand being nervous because man, a whole ribeye expensive, very expensive. But there are a million videos out there, man. It's not as difficult as it appears. You know, large piece of meat tend to be a little intimidating, but it's not very difficult. And I would tell you to go for that reverse sear. You know, smoke it first, uh, and then go ahead and get a little sear on it. But check out those videos, man. When you do decide to get one, and based on how many people you're feeding, you know, you can get maybe 5, 6 bones, 7 bones, 8 bones. Uh, so you don't have to get more than you need. Huge ass. Huge ass. He cuts it thinly, fries it up, and put it on biscuit with gravy. Best sandwich ever. Hugh, are you talking about tongue, or are you talking about sauce, about pigs, about head cheese? I am not sure. Cypress Blue had moose tongue. Not never. The only one I was aware of is that beef tongue.
Thomas 23 says, don't pre-peel the tongue.
Thomas, I think it's probably easier to peel it after it's at least partially cooked, as opposed to trying to peel it while it is still fully raw. Kevin Knight says, a whole ribeye, Dwayne, cooked to 125 degrees, let it rest, and then get to searing. All right, Hugh was talking about the cow tallow. Yes, sir. Cypress says that she's had the moose tongue pickled. I'm telling you, I am not a fan of pickled meats. And the closest I will get to the pickling of a meat is in head cheese, with that slight vinegar taste. But that vinegar taste is so minimal. You walk into certain markets, especially in in Hispanic or some black neighborhoods. On those counters, you will see that bottle with the pickles pig's feet, and it always nauseates me because uh, everybody know by now I'm such a fan of deeply, richly colored cooked meats. And when I look at those pig's feet with that pale white skin that is ready to be eaten, it just sort of, and so that is something that I'm really going to have a problem enjoying pickled meats. It's got to be totally 100% cooked, man, and have some decent color on it. Cypress said when she gets back to hunting, she'll save the tongue for me. I'm a willing participant. I will definitely try it. Yes, ma'am. I will definitely try it. Man, I'm surprised nobody mentioned this yet. Meat number 3 that I want to cook and haven't done so, and I found out where I could get it, is a baby goat. Carrito is a baby goat. And the only thing slowing me down right now from cooking one, uh, because I found where I can get it at a very good price. The only thing slowing me down from cooking one is having the style pit that I want to cook it on. I'm able to cook it on the Traeger, the 1300. I'm able to cook it in my La Caja China, that little roasting box. But I actually want to cook it live fire, and I need something along the lines of one of those split barrel. I need that half barrel to really be able to lay that out there and get some coals directly, some fire directly underneath, and just slow roast that thing. And I've seen some videos, man, online where these goats are being roasted, really nice and slow, to the point where when it comes time to serve, no knives or utensils are involved. They're simply just ripping it apart. The fats and the juices are just rolling and look so delicious. They're basting during the cook on this live fire with what appears to be a sort of vinaigrette type sop mop based. And man, I could just imagine what something like that is going to taste like. Those half barrel pits that I'm speaking of are cheap. They're less than probably $100. You probably get one for 75 bucks. And my issue with getting one right now is I have no place to put it. The deck is just covered in pits of different kinds. So I hate to add another one. When I do decide to cook this, I'm going to look at borrowing somebody so I don't have to look at a permanent storage position. But I'm sure many of you guys out there, guys and gals out there, have cooked that cabrito, that baby goat, that smaller goat. Thomas said goat meat is delicious. Hey, I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, I love it. I know, and I got introduced to goat meat in Germany, man. I had some soldiers that were Jamaican invited me to their house. Curry goat, grilled goat, you name it. They cooked it goat style. So it is something on my to do list also in the very near future. Have me some goat tacos. Kevin, that is what I'm talking about right there, man. Kevin says they cook that cabrito, that goat, over a pit of pecan and oak with an expanded metal grate. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I want to cook it with that live fire, man. I don't want anything indirect. I want those fats and juices dripping onto those coals and that smoke and steam bouncing back up and just bathing that piece of meat. Really should end up being a very, very delicious product. Folks, if you haven't given a thought or sent a prayer, man, still be on the lookout for our partner, Trumpet Master. All right, he's still under the effects of COVID. Kevin, we're gonna have to make a weekend of this, man. I'll come to deer camp. Uh, I'm not gonna shoot any deer. I'm gonna eat the hell out of them, but I'm not gonna shoot them. I'm telling you right now. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I'll eat them. I'll even help process them. But man, they're too cute to kill. Yeah. Jackie, hey, here's the lady I was speaking at. Thank you so much, Jackie. I want to tell you that we really, really enjoyed. Mom and I really enjoyed. Uh, and I had eaten dinner when I cut my slice. And as I sat down with my glass of milk, I looked at it and said, "Man, I might have cut too big a slice." I'm here to tell you I ate the entire thing. So we really appreciate it. And we appreciate you watching our videos, man, and absolutely appreciate you chiming in tonight. Don't be a stranger. Gene and I talking. We understand. I understand that you've got a grill and you're interested in grilling. I'm sending you some awesome stuff, man. Some awesome seasonings. Uh, there's going to be a couple of bottles of my buddy's Uncle Steve's seasoning. This Uncle Steve's seasoning is legit. You're going to love it. You're going to have the website for where you want to order it when you're finished with these bottles. But some very good stuff I am going to send to you. Some legit stuff. Keep watching our videos. Every Thursday we're here. If you need any advice as to how to cook a particular meat, what to use, how long, anything, this group can help you with that. Don't let those grills scare you. Gene told me you've messed up a couple of briskets. That's all part of the journey. Nobody here has started out cooking awesome briskets. Even the best of us today can screw up a brisket tomorrow. So we all start someplace, but we are here to help. So don't be a stranger. Thank you once again for chiming in, Jackie. Awesome. Love it. Yeah, love it. Mr. Wade Carpenter, well, looky here. We've got royalty in the house, man. What's up from Uvalde, Texas? Good to see you, man. I haven't spoken to you in a little while. How are you guys doing? Kevin Knight, yeah, I know. Bean can't fish either, man. Yeah, I know. Kevin, that's what it's all about, man. It's all about sitting down, eat, drink, and have fun. Because I will tell you some of the best fish stories ever. Whether they're true or not doesn't make a difference. They're just great stories.
Tell them about that
Yeah,
salmon
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would. uh, you said if I don't want to shoot the cute one, shoot an ugly one. Hey, some of you guys are being mean. Kemker, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Ah, there we go.
Ask Cypress Blue where is she from?
Cypress, where exactly are you from? I know I've asked you this before. Mom, yeah, Mama cannot remember. But you talk about moose. Moose aren't everywhere in America. Where are you? Don't tell me you're down there with Sarah Palin in Alaska moose hunting. Mr. Wade Carpenter, yeah, I haven't got around to registering yet, but I am there, man. Yeah, I am there. I've had a real challenge trying to put together a calendar this year, but we're gonna be there. I want my same spot. I want my same spot. Kevin Knight, I cooked a duck many years ago, and it wasn't much of a cook. It was just a baked duck. But one something I would really like to do with a duck, and I've watched videos recently, is that Peking duck, that duck with the crispy skin. And again, that's one of those cooks where I talk about periods, time periods, where you do one thing one day, let it rest, set up, then you do something else another day, and then cook. Uh, I'm really into that. And if you're cooking a Peking duck, it's something along those lines. So yes, I would love to do duck along those lines.
Cypress is in Canada.
All right, Cyprus. Oh yeah, there's moose in Canada. There's moose. Is that where Rocky and Bullwinkle are from? Canada? Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. So I want to shoot me a old Rocky Bull moose and save me that tongue, Cypress. Wow, that must be awesome, Cypress, to be able to do that. Huge Ass is oh, I love that name. Huge Ass is doing a pig pulling for his son's 21st birthday this weekend. Anyone have a barbecue sauce recipe that they love? I'm tired of using the same sauce. Huge. If you have not watched the video we dropped yesterday, for the first time, I tried Blues Hog raspberry chipotle on some pork chops. I am here to tell you it is straight fire. Raspberry chipotle. I mean, it's not overly sweet. But man, it's got some great salt content. It's got the sweet content. It's got the fruity aspect. It is absolutely delicious. It is so well balanced. It's one of the more well balanced sauces, and it's not so much a sauce as it is a glaze. It's more of a glaze. But check out that Blues Hog Raspberry Chipotle. I don't know if you've got any barbecue stores in your area that might be selling it, because you're talking about this weekend. It's Thursday night, so you might not be able to get it before then. But that's something you want to check out for the near future. All right, TPC says when you're doing that Peking duck, oh my goodness, that Peking duck, you've got to boil the duck, let it cool, and let the skin dry. So yes, that's a part of the process. If you're looking for that really crunchy, crispy skin. Hughes, yes, that Blues Hog is sold in stores, man. I don't know And I'm not talking about your average grocery store. If you're fortunate enough to have a barbecue type store in your neck of the woods, they will probably have it. Yeah. Thank you very much, Kevin. Those chops were delicious. I only cooked three. Mama ate one. I ate one for dinner, and then today we arm wrestled, and I beat her. So she had a turkey sandwich, and I had that third chop. I tend to get her on these arm wrestlings every single time. Huge, huge ass. Sleeper says Ace Hardware has that sauce in his neck of the woods. All right, so meat number four. Meat number four that I really want to cook at some point, and it's something that, man, I don't know how I would source it, is a tuna head, a massive tuna head. And if you haven't watched one of these things being cooked and then broken down for serving, man, it is something special. Months ago, where he got a hold of a what had to be close to a 20-pound tuna head. It was something massive. And then he smoked it, over some fairly high heat. Took him a couple of hours because uh, you're talking about something very similar to a cow's head, when you're making traditional barbacoa. And I could see that tuna head being cooked in the ground the same way a cow's head would be cooked for traditional barbacoa. But uh, if you've never had some of the meat from the head of a fish, man, you've been missing out. Most Americans are satisfied with just that fillet. But I'm here to tell you, man, just like a pig's head or a cow's head, there are a variety of different muscles within those heads and fats that are so delicious. I believe last week in the live stream I spoke about how when we did growing up in Belize, when my mom would cook whole fish, the heads were usually saved for adults, and every once in a while we would get a head tossed our way, and man, it's a delicacy. It's a delicacy. And on that tuna, that 20-pound tuna head that Harry Sue cooked, I guarantee there had to be over 10 pounds of meat, man. Awesome meat. And all with different textures and different flavors. But seasoned well, I'm sure they're delicious. So I would love to be able to get my hands on a tuna head. That would be something special. TPC says contact a seafood supplier. They should be pretty easy to get. Man, I need to do that. I've got a contact with Cisco, and he's on this live stream right now. So I need to see if we can't make something like that happen. Yeah, I need to see if we can't make something like that happen. Oh, Stephen and Jacqueline, bro, we know where we're coming from, man. We know where we're coming from. That fish head is something special. Somebody, I'm telling you, this CJ Bean guy is something else. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. And look at it, he thinks that is so funny. what, what, what a nitwit. Yeah, my mom made a killer fish head stew, Stephen. Look at that. Stupid Bear just showed up. Tom Fuentes said beef shank. Uh, Tom, man, I love cooking beef shank. And I've cooked them before. Uh, Never the whole shank, though. The shanks I cook are always have been split. Maybe 3-4 inches thick sometimes. But along those lines, Toms, instead of beef shank, you want the beef shin. I want to cook a beef shin at some point too. Yeah, I want to cook a beef shin. REO Speedwagon. I don't know what kind of meat that is, Chris. But if you know how to cook it, I'll figure a way to eat it. Fish heads are great for making Hungarian fisherman soup. Huge, I can see that. We make it when we catch mahi and mackerel. I'm in. Bass Finder 68, welcome aboard, baby. TPC says Cisco is general food service, but should know a specialty seafood supplier. I really believe that. Yes. Sleeper to huge ass. I was just thinking Ace, they do have a big barbecue selection. Our local shop just sold to a new owner, and there's a huge barbecue section to be a hardware store. Steven says his grandma used to make fish head stew and cuckoo. I'm all about that fish head stew. Not sure what the cuckoo is, but damn it, I'm in. I am in, Steven. What's cuckoo? Tom Fuentes seen a video where a dude cooked a whole beef shank and it looked like barbacoa. Yes, sir. It can be done. Yeah, it can be done. Kevin Knight is checking Cisco right now. Kevin Knight is checking Cisco right now. Man, I would put that, I'll do a video of tuna head. Damn, what what is it called? The YouTube video matrix, yeah, I will do a tuna head for the heck of it because I love it. That is what I'm talking about. I want to cook one of those.
Did you ask Bass Finder 68 if this is their first time joining us?
Bass Finder 58 or 68?
68.
Bass Finder 58, 68. Have you been here before, man? Welcome aboard. Where are you out of, Bass Finder? I've got a couple of buddies I would really like to get you hooked up with because they do not know how to find fish. Yeah. And if you can start them just with bass, we'll be golden, Bass Finder. CJ Bean, when you get a chance, holler at Bass Finder.
Oh, he's out of Atlanta.
Okay, out of Atlanta. All right. Awesome, man. That is awesome. CJ Bean wants to know does a cow tongue hit a stall? Oh, that boy's stupid. All right. If any one of you besides myself was wondering what cuckoo was, cuckoo is a dish, cornmeal and okra, that originated in Barbados. Thank you, Stephen and Jacqueline. Boy, this is, hey, next year when we come to Trinidad, you're going to need about a week off, Stephen. All right, because we're going to do it up. Yeah.
So would it be like a fufu?
Yeah, we're going to do it up. We are going to do it up. All right, folks. So a couple more minutes, man. We've got a competition this weekend. We laid eggs 2 weeks ago in Plantersville at the Danny Dietz event. This weekend we're back in Leander for another quality attended cook-off, and hope to do a little better. I'm going to see some of the guys that were on this chat. They want to wish everybody luck. Want to wish all you guys luck. Let's see, before we close things out, man, let's give this a one more look over. Does anybody have anything else they want to say, ask? Yeah, Tom Fuentes says that the guys I'm referring to, they catch a lot of hard heads. That's the only fish they can find, bass finder, hard heads. Every once in a while, they'll find a skipjack, or skipjack will find them. But they're still fun to fish with. But most often than not, I just let him bait my hook and remove my fish while they're taking notes. That's about the gist of it when we go fishing. I want to thank all you ladies and gentlemen so much for hanging out with us one more time. We shall be back right here next Thursday. And if you got any ideas for a topic, man, because sometimes I reach a topic block and can't think of anything. Uh, if you've got any ideas for a topic, hit me up on the side, and we will definitely introduce them. And once again, do not hesitate. You ever want to come on? You've got something you want to tell the people? Don't hesitate. Come on, let me know, and I'll send you the link and bring you on. So once again, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Darnell is always a couple of 10 minutes more. Always a couple of 10 minutes more. uh, so I want everybody to have a great weekend, man. Get your Friday out of the way. Sit back and relax. Saturday and Sunday, watch some football and enjoy yourself. Remember, don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. I want all you guys to take care, and we will see you when we see you. Safe weekend, folks.